to my channel. So today I'm showing you how to make this card. This is inspired by somebody else, but I will link their post for you. So I'm taking the Donut Worry from FAWN and its coordinating die, and then I'm taking the Lift the Flap die. So I'm taking the largest one from that. That's why there's only 2 in the packet. And then I'm also taking one of my nesting rectangle dies. All the measurements I use will be linked in my description. So what I've done is I've used one of my largest nesting rectangle dies to make like a border for the Lift the Flap, so it looks more like a box. And as you can see, I was struggling to get my hunky-dory tape to let go, so that's what it looks like once you've done it. And there you go, there's me just showing you like they're the 2 separate things. So I've been wanting to buy this Lift the Flap die, but every time I went to purchase it, it was out of stock, so I finally managed to get my hands on it. So I managed to find it on a couple of websites. When I'm editing this video, which is the 27th of May, basically on all the sites it is in stock, so hopefully you can purchase it. But if not, just ask them to send you an email notification when it does go back in stock, because that's the easiest way to find things that you want. But anyways, so the Lift the Flap has this score line on the top, so it obviously flaps. And then I'm just going to score that. I'm now bringing in some Distress Oxide ink and KITSCH Flamingo. This was a gift of one of my crafty friends from the US. This was actually the very first Distress Oxide or Distress ink that I've ever owned, so I'm still trying to get used to them to see if they're worth more than what I pay for my Memento inks. So, but this color just is perfect. Like I said, the person that originally did the idea for this video was a pink donut box, and because I'm sending this to a girl in the US, I asked her if she has pink donut boxes, and she said yeah, so that's why I'm pretty much just recreating her card. But obviously I'm using different products and stuff because, you know, I don't pay a fortune for stuff, and most of my stuff isn't really that well known as a brand. So I think like the most known brand in this is probably like FONDUE-NUVO, and then maybe the Nuvo drops, but everything else I use is pretty much unbranded and not well known. So anyway, as you can see, I'm just ink blending that. I'm going round and round to get the desired look that I want, and then I'm going to bring in some water to do some water splatters, because obviously that's what Distress Oxide ink is good for, so we're going to do that. I always worry about putting too much water on my card, so this is still something very new to me. Also, when I'm editing this, guys, if I sound like I'm rushing, it's probably because I am, because we're having a little bit of a heat wave right now in the UK, and I struggle with heat. So I'm trying to get things done before the heat reaches a certain point. Because obviously, like I said, in most of my videos, I craft in my attic, and there is literally no air circulation going through it. Like, I've got the window full open, but there's just nothing coming through. And it's it kind of is hard to get things done. So anyways, I'm using the Donut Worry stamp sentiment from the actual set itself, and I had to draw in the rest of the donut. You'll see in a moment. But yeah, so once I've done that, I will stamp all my images onto some cartridge paper. And also, as you can see, I'm just taking some post-it notes right now. So I covered my sentiment so I don't stamp over it. If you're wondering where that donut just went, I was just doing some test runs with it, test paper. So it's not like you need to know that, but there you go. Anyways, so once I've done that, I'm just gonna remove the tape, and then you'll see me draw in the bit that's missing, and then I come in with my donut and I stamp it 6 times. I think I stamp it 7 just in case, but there you go. But also, I'm bringing back the KITSCH Flamingo, and I'm using it for the sprinkles. It didn't really show up much, but in person you can see it, so hopefully you can. I mean, me and lining things up is really bad. Like, I'm so bad at it. But at least I filmed everything today. I mean, the other day I filmed a video which is going up in November, I think. And literally I didn't film the bits that needed to be filmed. So it was an idiotic thing. So, yeah. So here's my little pen. I'm just drawing in where it cut off, and it does its job. It doesn't really matter. I just love this little thing. I think it's so cute, and there's so many combinations you could do with it. So apparently, according to a lot of people's blogs, the lift the flap die is literally for a gift card design. I don't give gift cards. I actually kind of hate people that give gift cards. I know it sounds really mean, but you know, like my uncle gives me an Amazon gift card every year, and I don't use Amazon because everything I can get from Amazon I can get on eBay, and it's probably cheaper. So every year I always struggle with how to get rid of these Amazon vouchers, and it's just really horrible and just takes too long. And then like my mom gives me love to shop vouchers, and I don't necessarily mind it too much because I can go to like the works and stuff with it, but like the proper stores that you want to go to, like I wouldn't mind going to like Primark or Hobbycraft or something like that, but it just doesn't allow it. And also when I was in lockdown last year, you couldn't use them online, and I feel sorry for anybody who had vouchers that ran out this year because they couldn't use it, because obviously most of the stores were shut. So anyway, I'm going to insert some music and I'll speed this up. So I'm just colouring them in, and then I'll just die cut them all using the coordinating die. Once I've done that, I'm using one of my other rectangles, and I'm going to be using Toffee Crunch, and I'm just going to mask off 1 centimeter all the way around, and then I'm just putting it on an angle. I don't specifically know. I don't show you the whole blending thing because like you already saw me ink blend this afternoon with the Distress Oxide ink, but I'm using some post-it note just to make sure I don't go inside of the area that I don't want. And then obviously I just added some water splattering again. and my hunky-dory tape just seems to like want to stick to everything but what I need it to, so just bear with me with that. So also guys, if this heat wave does get any warmer, because at the moment today is 18 to 19 degrees, but they reckon it's going to be 21 for the week after. If that's the case, you might see a different table or something, because I might have to film somewhere else just where it's cooler, because like I said, my attic can get really warm, so I don't really know. But here we go, that's what that looks like. So I'm going to use some double-sided tape to adhere this onto the card base itself, and then I took some grease-through paper and I'm just going to double-side tape that in, and then I'm using 3D foam adhesive squares to prop up my little donuts. I think they're so cute, and that's what that looks like when it's closed and then when it's open. So I'm bringing in Nuvo drops, so I'm using ivory shell, and I'm just going to do some like swirly motions. I can never do this the first time. I'm always like, what am I doing? You know, so I do apologize guys, like it just doesn't look realistic, does it? But yeah, so I'm going to use that for that one, and then I'm bringing in the, I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I think I brought it back in because I changed my mind, yeah. So I'm adding some like little dot sprinkles, if you will, and that's what that's gonna look like. I don't know, I don't really buy donuts like the donuts we have in the UK. We pretty much just have ones which all look the same on the outside but just have different fillings, so it's kind of confusing. But yeah, I remember we used to go downtown quite a lot, and we had this like little like vending machine, as you could guess, and it was to I'm lost for words now. What was it? It was called Dibby Donut Van. Anyways, I'm going to be using some pearl effects from Dovecraft. So this one is in the shade, I have no idea. I think it's in yellow. I'm presuming it's yellow. It's either yellow or buttermilk. I'm not entirely sure, but it is linked in my description. And I just added that to the yellow donut. I don't even know, it could be a lemon donut or a custard donut. I don't know. And then I'm bringing in coral from Dovecraft as well. And I just think this makes it more realistic, but it also gives it some added dimension and texture. So, you know, I'm really looking forward to the girl who receives this to see what she says, because she actually isn't a crafter for cards or anything. She's actually a nail crafter. So she does nails quite a lot. Her Instagram is linked in my description, guys, if you want to check that out. I think she's 13 when she receives this card. And her birthday is on Father's Day as well, so, you know, make sure you go and check her out. So, there you go, there's me trying to work that out. But yeah, that's pretty much all I do. I just add the Nuvo drops, so this is the chocolate fondue one. I am trying to purchase a couple more, but every time I order, I always forget, so, yeah. So that's what that looks like. I think it looks so cool. Like, I wouldn't say if it looks realistic or not, because I have no idea, but, so, obviously I can't close the flap because that needs to dry first, and actually this did dry quite quickly considering, so I made this card about 11:30, maybe 12 o'clock, and it was dry by about 1:30. And then I'm just using birthday messages from Mama Elephants, which says, "Have a sweet birthday." So that is it. I also bring in my Wink of Stella because I felt like there was something missing from the front of my card. And in all honesty, if you're going to add Wink of Stella, probably do it before you adhere it or do any of the Nuvo drops, because it's so hard to add something that you can't actually press down onto. But apart from that, guys, that is it for this video. If you liked, make sure you hit that subscribe button because it really means the world to me. Also, go and follow me over on my social media, and maybe give Alice a check, because like I said, she's a 13-year-old girl who does nail art and she has some incredible talent. But otherwise, I'll see you in my next video, guys. Stay safe. Happy crafting!